Hockey's the game. It's got the Stanley Cup. It's got extraordinary names. Quackenbush, Ed Marsh, Hector Marini, Zarles and Skezelio Topazzini, Cleghorn, Titanic, Hooper and Crack and Crashley and Tugnut and Kids. Hockey's got the fascinating names you ever got the fascinatingest names you ever heard. Some names strain your brain, some names tickle your ears. Yuri Sirwa, Can of Geezer, Lavender Waters, Coffee, Beers, and Beezer, Baldy and Bronco and Newsy and Ching, Rocky and Teeter, Boom Boom and King. Hockey is talent. Hockey is guts. Hockey is the names that make you say what? Every good fellow, Fiddler and Dunk, Hoke and Lube, Vulcan, Hap, Ems and Bunk, Gump Worsley, Dit Clapper, Fern Flamin, Moose Vasco, Turk, Mud and Zombo, King Kwong and Zuhako. Hockey is the game where the thrills are so fine. The plays got precision and the names blow your mind. Flesh, body, turkey, toe, leg, and duck. Backers, bent, corny, and just good enough. Some play meticulous, some play insane, but the names of the game, oh well, what's in a name?
Some great names from this great game of ice hockey, and you can pick up your copy of Super Hockey Bloopers by calling or writing Super Hockey Bloopers, Post Office Box 68618, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46268. Give them a call on that toll-free number, 1-800.
Sean Burke over the shoulder. He didn't look ready, didn't look completely set, much in the same fashion. He didn't look really 100% set on those first 2 goals of the game that Ciccarelli scored, and right off the bat, Capitals back in it. Right there, that seemed to be the turning point of the period. Then they get another opportunity, get another 5-minute major, and this time they finally get one to go in, and John Druce makes a terrific play.
Let's take a look at that one. Remember, this on the power play on that major penalty.
Now, Druce is going to be coming in to the right of your screen. Watch how he'll be knocked down and ostensibly taken out of the play by Bob Brook. There's Druce in the slot right now, coming in looking for that shot. As he winds up, though, he can't get the puck as he's being taken down, but once he's on the ice, he gets a stick on it. Burke's legs opened up right between the pads, and the Capitals on that second 5-minute major click on the power play for the 2-goal lead.
Right now, a look at our Volkswagen intermission statistics for the second period. Caps now in the lead 4-2. Shots were even in the second period, 8 aside. Washington 1 for 2 on the power play, and the Devils 0 for 1. 6 minutes in penalties for Washington, 19 for the Devils. Our Volkswagen intermission statistics are brought to you by your Washington area Volkswagen dealers, where you'll find Farfignugan is what makes a car a Volkswagen. Now the out-of-town score is brought to you by Giant Food. It is still 2-1 between the Rangers and the Islanders. New York Rangers have the lead at the Garden. Hartford pulls ahead of Boston now 4-2. Dean Evison has scored for the Whalers, and Bobby Carpenter.
Canon cameras, makers of EOS, the world's most advanced autofocus system. And by Campbell's Chunky Soup, the satisfying stuff that keeps you going.
WDCA's coverage of Washington Capitals hockey is sponsored in part by Capital Cadillac Company, the home of the Capital Commitment, featuring lifetime lubrication, oil, and filter changes with the purchase of your new Cadillac. Well, it's a 4-2 story. The Capitals have the lead after 40 minutes of play. In that second period, the Devils' Bruce Driver had 2 shots on goal. He was the only multiple shooter of either club. As we get ready to start the third period here, Al, I wonder, will the Devils resort back to the physical that seemed to get them going earlier in the game?
Well, they've got to resort to the physical in terms of deep pressure, deep forechecking pressure, because once they were able to get some of that done in the second period when they were behind by 2, they got some good chances late in the period. But the Caps have got to make sure that third man comes back, and the other forwards have got to pay attention to those deep rushing New Jersey Devil defensemen, particularly the 2 Soviet players and Bruce Driver. Those guys come in very well on the play.
Crowd tonight, 19,040 on hand here to see game 1. Fetisov chases the puck back into his own end. There won't be any icing on it. Bob Joyce is in to check it. Now Stastny up ahead to Fetisov across the blue line. Kasatonov pokes it, but it's taken there by Kevin Hatcher. Devils start the line change, and it's cleared all the way back inside the New Jersey zone. Caps changing up as well. Here comes Daneyko. Off a skate to center. Rod Langway takes over for Washington. Dion Courtnall into the corner, and Daneyko's back for it. Dave Maley for New Jersey. Into the Washington zone. Wrist shot. Blocked by Liut. And the Caps clear it out to center ice. Again back in the Washington zone. Scott Stevens. Hooked on the play by Maley. Liut keeps the puck going to the corner. Now Sheehy starts out right side. Up to center ice. Long wrist shot by Druce. Hangs on with Daneyko, and those two drop gloves. And Daneyko tries to start punching. Druce has got a pretty good grip on him, won't let him throw any. And succeeds in blocking some punches here. Daneyko with a body punch, now tries to come over the top, but Druce has got the arm up and holding off Ken Daneyko. The linesman about ready to move in here as Daneyko starts to land one or two from over the top, and it appeared tried to grab Druce from the top of the head. Druce gets a hand in the face from Daneyko. Can't be enjoying that much. Finally, the linesmen come in. This all started when Daneyko grabbed Druce's stick. And as Druce tried to get free, Daneyko pulled the stick closer, and finally they were locked into one another's arms, and from there the gloves dropped. They both head to the penalty boxes, and we'll step out for these words. Shot and a goal! Kelly Miller!
There is no substitute for extra effort. For the Caps, extra effort means solid results. And solid results are yours at Northern Virginia's Solid Savings Bank, Providence Savings. Providence offers free checking, ATMs that pay you, 6 different CDs, 5 money market plans, and over 40 home and construction loans. That's extra effort in banking. Providence Savings has 10 offices. Stop in today and let their extra effort give you a solid financial future. Providence Savings, your solid choice.
Well, while we were gone, Sheehy and Maley got into a little tiff. Sheehy never got his gloves off. Maley did and was throwing punches at Neil Sheehy, but I don't know if... Certainly Dennis Morelli was talking to the penalty timekeepers about the original scuffle between Druce and Daneyko saw it, and I certainly don't know if Lazarowicz or Swede Knox had any sight on it, so I don't know if there's going to be any extra time on it, but Neil Sheehy never got his gloves off and never really got to throw a punch after Maley started throwing them at him. It would seem like that would be a pretty clear-cut instigator penalty, but I don't know if anybody saw it out there.
Well, aside from the scuffles that have taken place in the game, now you pointed out a couple of times about the hooking and holding that have come on. Here's how the play started earlier with Maley and Sheehy getting tied up right in front of the net. Now they're putting the penalty times up. It looks like Maley's going to get an additional 2. It'll give Washington the power play. We'll see if Dennis Morel remains consistent here in the third period. Many times he's a referee that calls a lot of penalties during the first 2 periods and then calls nothing in the third. We'll see how things go tonight.
Well, the Capitals now with another man advantage, and let's have our second Circuit City power play contest of the night. Contestant number 2, Kevin LaFond of Baltimore. Now, Kevin has chosen Dale Hunter as the Capitals player to score. If Dale Hunter scores for you, Kevin, you receive a video or stereo unit courtesy of Circuit City. And what a chance to put this game away right now for the Washington Capitals. A 3-goal lead, the way they can play defense. Here are the calls now.
5 minutes fighting. Number 15, Neil Sheehy, a 10-minute misconduct. For the Devils, number 3, Ken Daneyko, 5 minutes fighting. Number 8, David Maley, 2 minutes roughing and a 10-minute misconduct. The penalties at 1:30.
Well, David Maley's played a pretty effective game tonight, so he's certainly off for quite a while, and that can't help the New Jersey come back, particularly when they're down Morris and Weinrich. And the other thing, too, Mike, now you've got just 4 Devil defensemen left for the next 4 minutes, or for the next 5 minutes, because of the Daneyko penalty and the Weinrich ejection.
The extra roughing call coming as Sheehy was knocked down on the play. Here's Sundstrom racing in alone. He fires. Liut the save, and the rebound is covered. No, it's stuffed in the net. to make it 4-3.
Well, this is just an awful pass from Kevin Hatcher, flipping it way up in the air. I don't know how much of that may have hit the stick of the Jersey player, but that was so dangerous. Sundstrom picks it out. Liut makes a great save, but watch how everybody forgets about John McClain. Stevens goes skating past him. Hatcher can't come back to him, and McClain puts it home. I want to see this one more time on that Hatcher pass. Did he just completely flip it up himself, or did his pass along the ice get deflected up into the air? Because it was easy pickings for that man, and the Capitals didn't help Liut out. He had made a great save, and everybody just skates right by it. And the other defenseman doesn't pick up the man. And so instead of the Capitals being able to put this game away, now they've got to hold on to a one-goal lead. And this crowd and this Devil team all fired up.
Time of the goal, 1:45. Sundstrom assisting on the goal by McClain, shorthanded. Caps still at the power play. Devils still pressuring, shorthanded. That puck went right back into the skates of Sundstrom off Liut's stick. And that's how it got to the side of the goal where McClain picked it up. Here's Fetisov. Pulled down on the play with a little nudge. There's going to be a penalty here against Washington. And off the ice goes Scott Stevens. And that will erase the final minute of the Maley penalty. The Stanley Cup playoffs on DC 20.
I say, put on some steaks and get the Queen a Bud Light.
Bud Light's clean, fresh taste won't fill you up, never lets you down.
Henry, they're Pop-Tops.
Everything else is just a light.
This building is roaring. Chance of let's go Devils, and they have got things going right now. Early in the third period, the shorthanded goal gets them to within one. Now a penalty to Scott Stevens for hooking at 2:30 means 4-on-4 hockey for the next full minute. Then a New Jersey minute power play.
Michael Pavanka in to work the draw here against Peter Stastny. Face-off neutralized and finally grabbed by Kalle Johansson. Here's Johansson ahead to center, left side pass, Kelly Miller. He's in on Driver, cuts to the net, fires! And it's blocked by Burke in behind the goal. Now Miller poking it to the corner. Back to the net once again. Cross-checked out of there by Driver twice. Muller starts to step in. All this after Burke had held the puck at the side of the New Jersey net.
Doesn't look like anything called from Dennis Morel. You know, it was such a critical point. If the Capitals could have, even if they didn't score, if they could have worn down the remaining 4 Devil defensemen out there, they certainly would have had a great advantage to just protect that 2-goal lead. But that shorthanded goal now just does so many different things, puts a completely different complexion on this hockey game. And the Capitals have just very little margin left to work with. And this Devil team showing tremendous comeback ability. They fought back twice from 2-goal deficits. Tied the game up once. Caps need a quick response of their own.
Please, on the third goal scored by Washington by Dale Hunter and an assist to number 14, Jeff Courtnall.
But now giving Jeff Courtnall an assist on that second period goal by Hunter. So Hunter from Hatcher and Courtnall at 8-12. Randy Velishak off to center ice. Into the Washington zone, throws it to the corner. Muller, the Devil captain, held up on the play by Rouse in the corner. Now Driver walks in front of the goal, and Cicerelli moves it out to center ice for Pavanka. Muller takes over again. Driver back to the red line, over to Velishak. Caps leading 4-3 here in the third period. Muller walking in. There's the puck behind the goal. Penalty's over. New Jersey back at full strength. Caps shorthanded for 55 seconds. And right away, Rob Murray does the right thing by icing that puck. Here come the Devils. Kasatonov up to Sundstrom. Held by Kelly Miller. The puck goes rink wide, and Rod Langway bats it off the boards all the way down the ice. 30 seconds to go in the New Jersey power play. Led up the boards to center. Here's Sundstrom with McLean across the line, met by Kevin Hatcher. Good solid check thrown there by Hatcher. Burke leaves it behind the net. Kasatonov, right side for Shanahan. Brendan Shanahan dumps it wide of the Washington goal. Liut over to Hatcher and up the boards. And now picked up by Kevin Hatcher to center. He has Pavanka on the right wing. Hatcher across the blue line on his backhand. Held up as he goes to the corner by McLean. Now Fetisov with the puck. Slava Fetisov, right side for McLean. In across the Washington blue line. Hatcher runs him into the corner boards. A shot blocked in front of the net and cleared out of the zone by Kalle Johansson. Hatcher heads to the bench.
He looks in pain too, Mike.
Hatcher can barely climb over the boards. Puck cleared back inside the Washington zone. Hatcher is being checked out by trainer Stan Wong on the bench after being tied up by McLean back inside the Washington zone behind the play. Shot by Velishek goes wide, and into the corner is Doug Brown. Brown trying to center for Brook, tripped up by Pavanka. Winding Velishek, his shot's wide. Over to John Tucker, bats it off the boards and clears it all the way out to center. And Brook is there to take it now to Brown. Puck sent into the Washington zone. Bob Rouse back to chase it. Off the right wing boards, out to center ice, and kicked off the skate of Hunter into the Washington players bench. Out of play. You're watching the Stanley Cup playoffs on DC-20.
One of these guys is a pro photographer. One's a dentist. With the autofocus Canon EOS, it's tough to tell them apart. Canon EOS. Experience the EOS system. With the ease of EOS and the expertise of EOS, now you don't have to be a pro to shoot like one. Autofocus Canon EOS. So advanced, it's easy to shoot like a pro.
By the way, Doc, could you look at this tooth?
Canon, the official camera of the Washington Capitals.
In pain on the Capital bench is Kevin Hatcher, but he's not being attended to right now by Stan Wong. Not really sure what the problem was with him, Mike. It looked like it could have been something, though, down there with the leg. He could put very little pressure at all on that right leg.
Devils and Capitals at full strength. The puck cleared out of the zone. We've got a delayed penalty call coming here, and it looks like it's going to be another examination for injury. Dennis Morrell having a look at Jamie Huskroft. Dale Hunter sticking his nose in there now to have a closer look. And Morrell has made a decision.
He's gone.
And it looks like there's going to be a major penalty given here for something as little as a bloody nose to Jamie Huskroft. And I'll tell you, you're exactly right, Al, when you talk about how this has to be enforced to the letter of the law in a playoff game like this. Take players out of the game that belong on the ice for both teams.
You know, I mean, it's unbelievable now. These guys are, you know, you could, Jamie Huskroft could have had gingivitis, a little bleeding to the gums. You know, it's gotten to the point where you're asking the referees just to do an obvious injury, yes. If a guy can't get up, if he's hurt, yes. But in these situations, it's worked for the Capitals twice. It's now worked against them once, and it's an unbelievable situation going on right now in this hockey game with Dennis Morrell having to make medical and refereeing decisions.
Giant knows that we cannot take any of our customers for granted. That the Consumer Bill of Rights is our reminder of what our responsibility is to our customers and what our responsibility is to ourselves. The Consumer Bill of Rights hangs in every Giant store and is a reminder of our commitment to the customer. Consumers do have the right to be informed, the right to be heard. All those issues are important to our customers, and because they're important to our customers, they're important to Giant.
Well, trainer Ted Sutch just had a pretty close look at Jamie Huscroft, Al, and he didn't need any medical attention.
No, he never even touched Jamie Huscroft. And right there, you see Huscroft coming in and running Jeff Courtnall, and now this is going to get the penalty on Court. You know, it's... Now look at him. Now look where he's trying to show Dennis Morrell where the injury is. He spits out, and he catches Dale Hunter.
That's looking too closely for injury.
When Courtnall went to the bench, he had to have medical attention because you could see the blood streaming down his lip. Now here's a situation where this man goes over to the New Jersey bench, and the trainer never even lays a finger on him. That's an injury. If you're hurt, you're hurt. If you're not...
No work needed to be done by trainer Ted Sutch of the New Jersey Devils because Huscroft was not hurt. But Courtnall's out of the game for high sticking, a 5-minute major, plus a 10-minute misconduct, and the Devils now have a wonderful opportunity to tie this game. 4-3 the score. Pavanka shorthanded in the corner. Jammed up on the play, Kasatonov into bump Pavanka, and the puck comes back to Muller, to McLean, out to center ice. John McLean has had a good game for the Devils tonight. In across the line to Stastny. Back to the point, Fetisov, wrist shot, saved to Liu, and Hatcher helps clean house in front of the net. He got Muller out of there, and now the puck carried by Berglund up to center ice. Caps changing on the fly. 13 minutes to go, third period. Washington leading 4-3. 4 minutes remaining on the Devils' power play. Here comes Shanahan. Stop just inside the line. Walks around Stevens. Centers it. It goes all the way over to the boards in the corner. Shanahan out of the zone. He tried to pass to Driver, and it goes all the way down the ice. Burke stops it. Sends it ahead. Doug Brown. A pass off the skate of Driver. And here is Brooke. Dumps it in from center ice. Shanahan back to the blue line. Kept in by Driver. Over to Brooke. Centering pass. Shanahan fans on a bouncing puck. And it's taken behind the net by Johansson. Johansson up the boards for Kelly Miller. And slapped all the way down by Bob Rouse. And we're down to almost 3 minutes remaining on that major penalty. Here's Brown. Up to center ice. Driver dumps it in off the glass, and it winds up in the seats for a souvenir.
I tell you, Mike, if you think this game is crazy, there's another crazy game going on in Manhattan across the river, and we understand that Chris Nyland, with a legal check, has knocked out of the game Pat LaFontaine. He's been taken out of Madison Square Garden ice surface on a stretcher, but it was apparently a clean hit by Chris Nyland on Pat LaFontaine, and the Rangers and the Islanders. Quite a war of their own going on, and right now, we understand we've got our first final of the night. Buffalo has knocked off the Montreal Canadiens.
You imagine that crowd in Madison Square Garden? LaFontaine was hit.
That final in Buffalo, 4-1 Sabres. And we also understand now it's a final at Madison Square Garden, a 2-1 victory for the New York Rangers.
Here's Rod Langway. Off the board, sends it all the way down the ice. 2:45 to go in the major penalty call as Jeff Courtnall has been kicked out of the game. Kirk Muller sends it across the goal mouth. Stastny swung at it with his stick, just nipped it. Now Kasatonov a drive, rebound, score! The Devils tie it up on the power play. It's 4-4.
Well, it's a great job done by the Devils to keep the puck in the zone, first of all. How quickly it goes from point to point. Watch it now. Then that one-timer comes in. The original save's made by Liu, but nobody can clear it out in front. Getting it on the stick is Stastny, and he pops it into the open net. But again, Fetisov driving it quickly over. Muller with all that got traffic in front, tying up Liut. And Peter Stastny with his first of the playoffs. Another power play goal. First for the Devils. They've had 2 specialty team goals, one shorthanded, one on the power play, both in this period. And there went the Capital 2-goal lead. And they still, the Devils, have 2 minutes, 27 seconds left to go in the high sticky major called the Courtnall.
Stastny with the power play goal. Fetisov and Kasatonov assisting at 8:37. Here's Brown from his own line. Up the center ice. In across the blue line of Washington. Drops it back for Sundstrom. Sundstrom into the corner. Now Shanahan all the way back to the point. Kasatonov to Driver. And it's deflected. Now knocked down behind the net. Scott Stevens playing it along the boards. And up it comes to Berglund. 2-on-1. But Kasatonov takes it away. Rouse would have been the right winger. And back come the Devils. Driver into Sundstrom. Offside, New Jersey.
Brad Lazarowicz getting a real argument from a number of the New Jersey Devils.
Well, happy birthday greetings going out tonight to Jenny Murphy, who does such a great job in the Capitals press room, brings us all the out-of-town scores. We call her Tiny. And we want to say hello this evening to Andrew Melnick, who had surgery, we're told, at Children's Hospital today. Andrew, we hope you're feeling a lot better tonight.
One more look at that goal, and again, there's open nets that are coming down after, right there, Liut making the original save, and that Devil team on the power play crashing the front of the net with 2 guys there. Muller the closest, and Stastny the man to get the puck.
Stastny across the blue line now to McLean, and played out of the zone by Rob Murray, and it winds up in the Washington players bench. Down to 1:25 left in the Courtnall major penalty. And 10:22 left in this third period. The Devils have now outshot the Caps 23-20 for the night.
Capitals with only 2 shots on goal in this entire period. Well, the New Jersey Devils coming up with 8, and apparently Terry Murray taking his, or is it Cuniff taking his timeout? Maybe John Cuniff is taking the timeout. That's the Devils' timeout. He has got 1:25 left to go on the major penalty to Courtnall, and obviously trying to get one more here, and it's a pivotal time in the game. The Devils can gain a lead for the first time tonight and really control this game the rest of the way. Capitals without so many players right now in terms of offensive punch, with Ridley not coming back, Courtnall gone for the rest of the contest. Well, these 2 teams come back to the Capitol Center Monday and Wednesday, and if you'd like to guarantee yourself playoff tickets not only for those games, but the rest of the home playoff games for the Washington Capitals, the way to do it is to put down a deposit on a season ticket or partial plan for next year. Cap sales reps are there to answer your questions at 386-7080. That's 386-7080. Stastny against Rob Murray for this face-off in the Capital zone. 10:22 left in the period. 1:25 left in the penalty to Courtnall. And it's a 4-all hockey game, and Rob Murray doing another fine job of winning face-offs.
Langway clears it all the way down the ice. And Fetisov is back to get it. Over to Kasatonov. Lead pass to center. Right side, Stastny. Across the blue line, McLean. McLean with it in the corner, back to Kasatonov. His shot hit the goalpost on the deflection. Right in front, it went off the goalpost to the right of Liut. Now chased by Hatcher behind the goal. He clears up the boards, and it bounces away from Kasatonov. Down to 50 seconds remaining in the power play for New Jersey. McLean across the blue line. Chased back to center. And the puck rolls on into the New Jersey zone.
Well, these guys, all these quality people for both sides have got to be dog-tired because of so many penalties in this game. Almost all the same people kill penalties and work the power play for both teams.
Puck cleared all the way back inside the New Jersey end. And here is Brown to take it. Doug Brown Left side, Shanahan right in front for Brown, and Liut makes the save. Good scoring opportunity, but Mike Liut was right where he had to be and kept the Devils from getting back on the board. Only 9 seconds left now in that New Jersey power play.
Doug Brown, a penalty killer, also a guy who's worked a little bit of the power play now, and you're really showing you some fresh legs. Shanahan pulls up and flips that puck in front. Brown stops it. I wonder if that would have counted if it had gone in, because you can see Brown kicking out his leg in an effort to try and, one, get contact with the puck and direct it towards that front of the net. Would have been a tough call for Dennis Morel to have to make. Mike Liut spares him that burden. So far, the Devils with 5 shots on this major penalty that has just 9 seconds left to go. They did get the goal off it from Peter Stastny. Now Dale Hunter will take this face-off against Shanahan. One more look at it. Here's how it goes off the skates of Brown, but really showing some good speed, breaking in that open territory.
Shanahan in the corner tries to center the puck. Kelly Miller steals and breaks it up, clears it all the way down the ice. Alan May is back on the ice for Washington. He had served the Cortnell Major, and Washington is once again at full strength. Here come the Devils. Bruce Driver across the line. Wrist shot wide of Liut. Taken by Stevens behind the goal. He clears it over the glass and into the crowd.
Well, I'll tell you, it's going to be, guys like Scott Stevens dead tired right now, but it's going to be the Joyces, the Tuckers, Mays, people who haven't played, are going to be the key for the Capitals.
The 1990 Toyota Celica. Look at it. Listen to it. Feel it. The all-new Toyota Celica. You'll love what it does to all your senses.
Dennis Morel not letting Kevin Hatcher and Rod Langway come off on a defensive change, but right now you've got Cicerelli, a guy who has not been out there killing off this penalty, so his legs should be fresh. Bob Joyce, another guy who has not played a lot. Dale Hunter didn't come out to kill that penalty off. So these are the type of people who didn't get any of that penalty killing time. But Terry Murray has got to get out there quite a bit and see if they've got some fresh legs to get them a goal, get the Capitals back in the lead in this hockey game.
Hunter leans in for the face-off, but the Devils get it at the point. Danico has shot. It bounces right on goal, and Liut had to lean to his right to make a save. Now Bob Joyce clears out of the blue line to center. Both clubs back at full strength. Sheehy and Maley still serving those misconducts, though. 4-4 score. Washington led 4-2 to start the third period. Icing here against the Capitals. The faceoff will return to the Washington zone.
John Cuniff has seen his specialty teams turn this game around. And he's got to, do so much juggling around because he has lost 2 guys to ejection. Conacher was out there this last shift at center ice between Brook and Brown. Terry Murray now getting Pavanka back out there, along with Kelly Miller and John Druce. Now, Peter Stastny will come out to take this face-off, and Doug Brown stays out there. This is the guy who had the good scoring chance at the end of the power play, just worked the shift with Brook and Conacher, and is now out there playing with Muller and Peter Stastny.
Devils get the draw. Here's Driver back to the point. Keeps it inside the Washington zone. Hatcher clears it off the boards and all the way down. Danico back for it. Should be icing once again. There's the whistle. Just checking the list here of stick-related game misconducts that the Devils had during the regular season. And neither of the players involved tonight in those major calls, John Morris or Eric Weinrich, has taken a stick-related game misconduct earlier this season, so there wouldn't be any suspension coming out of that those Devils players.
I think I recall an earlier game misconduct for Portnoy, but I think it was for arguing with a referee.
It wasn't stick related.
I think that was referee Dave Newell, so it wasn't related to the stick penalty.
Puck cleared all the way down the ice back inside New Jersey's zone and off the stick of Druce. It's grabbed now by Muller. Kirk Muller starts out. Off the stick of Kelly Miller. Stastny comes up with it to Kasatonov. Right back to Peter Stastny. Stastny was the goal that tied the game. Tries to center. Langway has it poked free to the corner. Druce. Over to Pavanka. In behind the net. Druce skates away with the puck. John Druce for Washington. Pass left side. Pavanka unable to get there in time, and it comes back now to Fetisov. Up the right wing to McLean. McLean to center. Dumps it into the Washington zone. Bob Rouse back of the goal after it. Less than 7 minutes to play in the third period. We're tied at 4. Here's Rouse up on the right wing. Drives it off the skate of Bruce Driver into the corner. And Sundstrom skates up the left wing now with a puck. Right side pass, McLean to center. Gets past Scott Stevens. He's in. He fires. Liut makes the save. And Cicerelli clears the puck all the way back to the blue line. Bob Joyce works it to center ice. And it's thrown off the shoulder of Hunter and into the crowd.
Well, again, Scott Stevens trying to play the puck, not the man. And John McLean almost made him pay for it. Mike Liut coming up with a strong save. McLean not deciding to come in and do any fancy stick handling. Tries to drill it right through Liut. But Liut had come out and challenged, cut it off nicely. And the Capitals didn't cover up with Cicerelli, swatting that rebound out of the zone. A lot of players are going to be real happy they don't have to play tomorrow.
This is the first year that the best-of-7 series in the opening round has allowed a game every other day. In the past, they used to play 4 games in 5 nights, with 2 in the host city, and then a day off, then 2 in the next city. Of course, it wasn't but a few years ago that this first round was a best-of-5 series.
Well, I would have thought that this would have favored the New Jersey Devils, considering the injury to Sundstrom, the age of Stastny, Fetisov, and Kasatonov. But with all the Capital troubles and injuries, it certainly will help them as well.
Rouse in the corner. Ties up with Conacher. Mailey back to get it. 6 minutes to go. Third period. Puck cleared all the way down the ice by May. Driver stops in behind the net. Lead pass out to center ice and Brook. Brook has it taken away by Mailey, or rather by May of Washington. Over now to Langway, and off the backboard to Hatcher. He flips it end over end all the way back inside the New Jersey zone. Both Mailey and Sheehy available for action once again. Here's Hatcher. He dumps it back inside the Devil zone, and a bouncing puck grabbed by Burke. Taken away behind the net from Kasatonov by Miller, and now Kasatonov pins Miller to the backboard. Stastny wants the faceoff held outside the zone. You're watching the Stanley Cup playoffs on DC-20.
How do you get real premium beer taste in a non-alcoholic brew? You start with a real premium beer. That's how Anheuser-Busch makes new O'Doul's. O'Doul's is carefully brewed, fully fermented, and cold-aged. Then the alcohol is naturally removed, retaining all the great taste. So how do you get real premium beer taste in a non-alcoholic brew? Ask for an ice-cold O'Doul's. O'Doul's, the taste will win you over.
Well, it's been a while since the Capitals had a face-off down on the Devil end. Pavanka out there to take this draw against his former boyhood idol, Peter Stastny. Miller and Druce working out there with Pavanka.
Stastny has no trouble getting the draw. Brings it back to Danico in the corner. Now Danico up the boards. Out to center ice for Stastny. Loses the puck in his skates. Hatcher comes in to throw a hit. Stastny still with the puck. Delivers it rink wide, and Brown dumps it back inside the Washington zone. Calle Johansson. Just under 5 minutes to play in the third period. Tie game at 4. Up the right wing. Drews pumps it into the corner. Miller going after it. And now chased by Brown. Out to Johansson and cleared back inside the New Jersey zone. Capitals changing up the line. So are the Devils. Here comes Brown to center ice. Stolen puck. Bob Joyce skates to center. Pushes it across the blue line. Inside the Devils zone. Kasatonov throws Joyce off his skates. And back comes Doug Brown for New Jersey. Back into the Washington zone. Bob Rouse back to get it. He clears all the way down the ice. Hopped past Belichick, so no icing call for rather Driver. And now in the corner. It's cleared right out front, but Ciccarelli got too much of the puck. A little ice with it, too, and he dug right underneath it, broke his stick. The shot goes wide. Big hit at center ice. Shanahan was lined up by Bob Rouse. But the whistle blows. Play has been called.
Shanahan spun as if to go after Bob Rouse, but Dennis Morel was trying to signal people away. Here comes some good forechecking. First Joyce gets in there, then Hunter sets up Ciccarelli. Just about the same spot Ciccarelli had scored on early in the game. I'll tell you one thing I'll say, the Capitals, in one of their game plans, it had to be hit the Soviet defenseman at every opportunity, and they certainly have. Dale Hunter with a couple shots on that last shift against Fetisov. Fetisov just hanging around in front of the New Jersey bench. Like he's just trying to get his win. He looks a little shaky. Kasatonov also has been nailed a number of times. And that is one thing the Capitals were trying to do. Every opportunity, get a hit on those Soviet defensemen.
Sheehy backhands the puck into the Devils zone, but the play is called offside. There'll be a face-off out in neutral ice. We have 4 minutes and 1 second left to go here in the third period. Third period scoring has been all Devils. Short-handed McLean, and on the power play, Stastny. Alan May drives it in. Danico in behind his own net. Now starts out. Ken Danico brings it to center. Dumps it into the Washington zone. Sheehy tries to clear it up the boards. Played behind the net. Langway throws a hit there to tie up David Maley. Now a centering pass wide to the goal mouth. Berglund pushes it to the blue line. Danico keeps it in. Sheehy back after it once more. Plays it up the boards right to Brook. Here's Brook trying to get around Tucker. Backhand shot. Stick just wide. May challenged in the corner now by Brook. Maley comes in and bumps Al May. Langway tries to get free and does, and clears it all the way back inside the Devils zone. Here comes Brook to center ice. Stevens back with Rouse. Dangerous pass on the return. Scott didn't see it or wasn't expecting it perhaps until the last second, but he got it. Now Brown off the boards to try and move it to neutral ice. Scott Stevens keeps it in. And Doug Brown whips it back to center. Down to 2:40 to go here in the third period. In the playoffs, here comes an icing call. If the game is still tied, we would go to a sudden death overtime after a regular intermission. And then the two teams would play until we would get a winner in this game.
Well, tickets for playoff games A and B to be Monday night and Wednesday night at the Capitol Center on sale right now. You missed the phone charge operators tonight. They'll be back in the morning. You can get them at 432-0200, or if you're out shopping tomorrow, pick them up at all Hex or Ticket Center outlets. A number of good seats available for the two Capitol home games coming up on Monday night and Wednesday night against these New Jersey Devils. And it's already got the makings of a classic series. Now two former teammates out here for this key draw. And again, cleanly won by Stastny.
From the point, a slap shot, save, rebound. Stastny tried to kick at it. Hunter's down. There's a penalty call coming, and McLean delivers an elbow to Hatcher's back. Hatcher's going to go after him. The linesman has fallen down. Brad Lazarowicz is underneath the pileup, and Hatcher wanted to go in after that rough elbow right to his back. There's already going to be one original penalty call coming. Now giving the business to John McLean.
so sure this original penalty wasn't going to come against the Capitals.
I think so. I think against Dale Hunter.
Hatcher still itching to try and get at John McLean. Hunter's going to go in the box, and I think both McLean and Hatcher as well. And how does... Now, what I'm curious to see is, does he get the elbow that McLean threw against Hatcher? Or is this just going to be unsportsmanlike or roughing calls to each one of them?
Well, let's see if it all evens out, because if Washington comes out of this shorthanded, the Devils are going to have a great chance to win this game. Time of the call is 17:35 of the third period. And there's going to be a New Jersey power play.
For Washington, number 32, Dale Hunter, 2 minutes holding. Number 4, Kevin Hatcher, 2 minutes roughing. The Devils, number 15, John McLean, 2 minutes high sticking. All penalties at 17:35.
Well, it's going to take a very, very large effort from the Washington Capitals here to keep the Devils off the board, because it's down to only 2:25 left. A goal here, I would think, would certainly win it for either team.
And, you know, again, Ridley's not out there. Hunter, who takes so many key faceoffs, even though he's not normally used in a penalty-killing rotation, is in the penalty box. Hatcher, who has been a tower of strength back there, is also in the penalty box. So the Capitals severely undermanned, and they really are under the gun right now, not only just down a man, but just in terms of the personnel they can put out there at this dramatic moment in the hockey game. Stevens and Langway working now. Rob Murray, who's done a very nice job tonight of winning key faceoffs, so go against this dangerous man on the draw, Peter Stastny, who has controlled most of his faceoffs, but this time, again, Murray beats him.
Scott Stevens off the glass to the blue line, but not out. Fetisov could not keep it in. Offside, New Jersey.
If the linesmen are happy to see all these Soviet players in there. They can't get too much lip back from them. They don't really know what to say yet.
If they do, they don't understand it.
Fetisov looked like he was ready to go right at Brad Lazarowicz and argue it, but I guess he's got enough of the swear words down at least this point, the full season of the National Hockey. You learn those early enough.
Here's Langway, and he clears it all the way down the ice. I don't think any of those hockey players say any bad words out there. Puck trapped in the back of the netting, taken free. Here's Muller. Side of the net, blocked by Langway, and he covers. Now the whistle blows. Play kept going. And now Stevens and Stastny get to pushing and shoving in there, as well as Rob Murray, who's nose-to-nose with Muller.
Stevens objected to the way Stastny dug that puck out from under the body of Rod Langway after the whistle had blown. Peter Stastny now getting a talking to, or some discussion, from Dennis Morel. Look at Langway rolling down, stopping it, pulling it back underneath his body, and there's the dig at it by Peter Stastny that shakes it free, and that gets the attention of both Murray and Stevens. Apparently Dennis Morel now had his piece with Stastny and his comments to Rob Murray. Apparently Stastny is going to get some minor equipment repair. Get one of his skates, his left skate, quickly adjusted at the Devil bench and is back out there to take this draw. Again, it's going to be another matchup between the cagey veteran, Peter Stastny, and a very talented rookie on the faceoffs in Rob Murray. Looks like something you'd see on a bad cable show, doesn't it? Public access New Jersey cable.
At the point, here's Driver, a shot blocked by Liut. And the puck cleared all the way down now by Kelly Miller. 1:35 to go, third period, 1:09 remaining in the power play for the Devils. Here's Sheehy back to his own line. Clears it to center ice. The puck dumped back into the Washington zone. Stastny grabs the puck on the sideboard. Stevens pushes it out. Now Driver keeps the puck in the zone. Over to Kasatonov. To Driver. To Stastny. Outside the line, and Driver has to take it back to center. 37 seconds left in the power play. Slap shot. Save made by Liu. We're in the final minute of play in regulation time. Puck cleared all the way down by the Capitals. Langway hops back out there. Berglund comes on the ice. Bob Rouse is on for Washington with Pavanka out there as well. Here's a steal by Berglund. Short-handed. And takes it back to the Washington line to kill off more time. Langway flips it in the air. All the way back into the Devil zone. 9 seconds left in the power play. Kasatonov in the corner. That's going to do it for the New Jersey power play. Hatcher out of the box, and Washington is at full strength. Hatcher heads to the bench. Dino Ciccarelli jumps on for the Capitals. 18 seconds left. Puck cleared behind the goal. Here's Langway in the Washington zone. Up the boards to the point. Kept in. Fetisov throws it into the corner. Sundstrom tries to center. Rouse plays it off the glass. 5 seconds left. The puck cleared to center. 3 seconds. Long shot by Berglund. We're headed for overtime. Sudden death overtime coming the way of the New Jersey Devils and the Washington Capitals. After a third period that saw the Devils score twice to tie it up, McLean shorthanded, Stastny on the power play. Shots on goal in the third. For Washington, only 3 for a three-period total of 21. And for New Jersey, they had 13 shots on goal. They have 28 after 3 periods of play. We'll be back with sudden death overtime and Jeff River with our Between Periods show after this.